The people of Ad were known for their enormous height and strength. Their bodies were like mountains, and they built cities with tall, majestic pillars. They lived in a land that once was nothing but desert, but they turned it into gardens, homes, and grand structures carved into hills and mountains. This story begins soon after the great flood of Prophet Noah. When the flood ended, Prophet Noah's children settled in different parts of the world. One of his sons, Salm, settled in the Arabian region. His descendants grew, and from this bloodline came a powerful leader named Ad. His children formed a great nation in the sandy region known as Akaf. The people of Ad became strong, wealthy, and unmatched in their abilities. They could pull trees out of the ground with one hand. They lived long, healthy lives and rarely fell sick. Allah had blessed them with everything: strength, wealth, fertile land, and the skills to build magnificent structures. Among the cities they built was the legendary city of Iram, known as the City of Lofty Pillars. For centuries, people believed it to be a myth, but in the 1990s, archaeologists using NASA technology discovered ancient ruins in the deserts of Oman. Many researchers believe this lost city might be the same Iram mentioned in the Quran. With all this success, the people of Ad became arrogant. They forgot the one who had blessed them and began worshipping idols made by their own hands. They started spreading injustice, treating the weak harshly, and believing that no power on earth could defeat them. They proudly said, "Who is stronger than us?" To guide them, Allah sent Prophet Hud, a man from their own people. He reminded them of Allah's blessings and warned them against pride and idol worship. He said, "My people, worship only Allah, you have no God except Him." But instead of listening, they mocked him. They called him foolish and accused him of lying. Their arrogance grew so much that they challenged him and demanded the very punishment he warned them about. "If you are truthful, bring the punishment you speak of." Their challenge was the beginning of their downfall. First came a long, harsh drought. Rain stopped, rivers dried. Their once green land turned barren and cracked. It was a clear warning for them to turn back to Allah, but they ignored it. They continued praying to their idols, thinking help would come from them. Then one day, they saw a huge dark cloud approaching their valley. They became happy, believing it was rain that would finally end the drought. But Prophet Hud knew what it really was. He took the few believers who had accepted his message and left the area by Allah's command. When the cloud arrived above the people of Ad, it was not rain, it was a terrifying wind, cold, violent, and roaring like no storm they had ever heard. The Quran calls it Sarsar, a fierce, screaming wind. The storm lasted 8 days and 7 nights, destroying everything in its path. Their palaces collapsed. Their strong bodies were tossed into the air like dry palm trunks. Everything they took pride in was shattered and scattered across the desert. When the storm finally stopped, the mighty nation of Ad no longer existed. Only silence remained. Decades later, researchers found that the ancient city they discovered, likely Iram, had sunk deep into the ground. They believe it was built over a limestone cavern that eventually collapsed. In the physical world, this was the visible form of the divine punishment that wiped out a nation drowned in arrogance. The story of Ad is more than history, it is a warning for every generation. No matter how powerful a person or a nation becomes, nothing is greater than Allah. Arrogance blinds the heart, and pride can lead even the strongest people to destruction. The lesson is simple: stay humble, be grateful, and never forget the one who gives blessings and can take them away. What lesson do you take from this story? Share your thoughts. If you found this story meaningful, consider sharing it with others. Allah Hafiz.